This following column went international, but for some reason, my own hometown newspaper declined to run it. Go figure. A few weeks ago, I was approached by an official in our state party and asked if I would consider running again for state representative in our very heavily Democrat district. Man, was I torn. All I would have to do is ask one simple question, a question that many around the nation should ask of their local representatives. Are we better off now than we were 2 years ago? I ran not as your stereotypical Republican, but purely on an economic development platform. I laid out my plan to make our district the most business-friendly in the state of Massachusetts, which really wouldn't take much effort. I spelled out my plan to build badly needed new schools with private monies, thus sparing the property taxpayers the additional burden any state-sponsored construction would incur. These two initiatives alone would hopefully inspire our young people to perform better in school, as there would be an employment light at the end of their education tunnel. But as it turned out, I wasn't running against an incumbent Democrat. I was running against George W. Bush and the Iraq War. Local Democrats wanted to send a message to the administration about their disdain for the war. Now, if I may be so bold, did that message put food on one local family's dinner table? As I watched the red taillights leave town every morning for the only employment opportunities available, as well as see yet another home being foreclosed on because of the poor economy, I ask, are we better off now than we were 2 years ago? All it takes is some initiative. I'll admit, I might have gotten a little pissed if after the last election the incumbent chose to implement the simplest of my economic development ideas. But you know something? We might have seen an improvement. I'm sure many of you around the country have local representatives who won't lift a finger unless their own job is threatened or they are instructed on what to do by their party boss. Bringing jobs to an area is not rocket science. It does have everything to do with ideology. Republicans seek to make people and their areas function independently. We seek to create a climate where people can grow existing businesses and easily start new ones. When people work, they can afford to pay mortgages and pay local taxes that keep services running. On the other hand, when it comes to Democrats, if government can't control, thus tax and regulate businesses, then creation is low on their agenda items. Thus we see them squirm, trying to come up with new excuses to raise your taxes while cutting services. Some of you out there just need to look at your local situations and see if yours meets one of those patterns. So as the general election slowly approaches, ask yourself, are we better off now than we were 2 years ago? If the answer is no, try to honestly reflect on your vote back then. If your answer is no, then your area's current situation may not only be the fault of an initiative-challenged politician, you may have to look in the mirror. If you are fortunate enough to live in an area where jobs are in abundance, it may be because your area is politically competitive. When politicians know their jobs are on the line, everything is a crisis. More times than not, regardless of party, when their job is safe, yours is not. I hope the next set of challengers ask one simple question. Are we better off now than we were 2 years ago? If you decline to truthfully answer that question and decide to send another message, ask yourself one more question. Can you afford to ask, are we better off now than we were 2 years ago, 2 years from now? On Fox News Monday on Fox News, I'm sure many of you around the country Republicans seem to make people, no, we don't seem to make people. Yeah, he likes that stop button. It's going to be your downfall. Lots of people are hoping a cushion is pulled from under them. Some of you out there just need to look at your slogan. Meets one of those patterns. One more, I'll get it this time. I ran, not as your stereotypical, then your area's current situation may, as there would be an employment light. I guess I have to go faster. Are we better off now than we were 2 weeks ago? Taillights leave town every morning for the only available being the smartest state. I may have gotten a little pissed if after the last Monday on Fox News. Are we better off than we were? I can't even get the last line right. Whew. Maybe I should just do this and sign.